guys? It's me, Anime Sage, and I'm here to drop the last video of the day. This is my second video, and I think I'm really starting to get the hang of it, so, I'm just gonna kick right back into it. Let's get started. Chapter 1, Storm Awakens. It was nighttime in the village hidden in the leaves, and a boy with sunk-kissed hair and bright orange clothes was reaching out to his teacher, brother, father figure, Iruka Yumino. Why? Because a giant shuriken was flying towards him, about to pierce his chest. Iruka-sensei! A bright flash, followed by a loud clash, sounded off, and next thing everyone sees is Naruto with smoking hands and the ash of a giant shuriken on the ground in front of Iruka. A moment of silence was in the clearing, until it was broken by the blonde who spoke in a confused tone. Did I do that? He looked toward Iruka to see him with wide eyes looking back at him. Naruto, you just shot lightning. Mizuki, in shock at what happened, looked at Naruto with shock. He shook his head and shouted at the blonde. I don't care what you shot. I'm still gonna kill you and Iruka, he screamed with rage in his eyes. Naruto, knocked out of shock by Mizuki's outburst, hardened his gaze and responded. For your crimes against the leaf, you shall die. Today. As he says that, he makes a cross sign with his fingers and shouts, Shadow Clone Jutsu! Next thing everyone sees is a massive cloud of smoke and 1,000 clones in bright orange with serious faces with arms out. Now die, they all say in unison, sending chills through Mizuki's body. They all shoot lightning blasts out of their hands, and the screams of Mizuki echoed through the whole clearing for 5 minutes straight. When Naruto was finally done, there was nothing left of the traitor, not even the ashes. Naruto hunches over and pants heavily, then notices Iruka still with wide eyes. Iruka-sensei, are you okay? Do you need me to help you with anything? This finally snaps him out of his daze. Naruto, close your eyes for a sec. The blonde responds, I don't know how that will help you, but okay. Okay, you can open your eyes now, Naruto. He did so, only to notice Iruka was missing his headband, and he reached his forehead only to feel metal and soft cloth. He shed a couple of tears and gave Iruka a hug. Thank you, Iruka-sensei, for everything. You've always been there to help me, even when no one else would. You were the only person plus the Ichirakus to know my real self. This caused Iruka to smile warmly. So does that mean you will stop hiding yourself from everyone and step into the dark side? This causes them both to chuckle. A squad of Anbu appear out of nowhere, and an Anbu with a cat mask and purple hair walks forward. Uzumaki-san? Yumina-san, the Hokage wishes to speak with you. This causes Iruka to sigh and Naruto to scowl. Next, the Anbu walks up to them and places a hand on their shoulder and shuns him away. Thank you, Anbu. You can leave us now. Yes, Hokage-sama. With that, they all leave, allowing him to focus his attention on the duo in front of him. Naruto-kun, the skull, please, he asks with a kind smile, which pisses Naruto off. Naruto throws the skull at him aggressively, which causes the Anbu to come out and point their weapons at him. We have a lot to talk about, old man. I'm bothered by the 4 Anbu with weapons at him. Yes, we do, Naruto-kun. Anbu, leave us. So what do you want to ask first? When did you plan on telling me I had the 9-tailed fox sealed inside of me? He says with an angry face, leaking little amounts of killing intent out, but enough for both of the men to know he is serious. Hiruzen Sarutobi was an old man who has seen 2 wars, along with the 9-tailed fox, but yet a child only of 12 has made him nervous with just his look that reminded him of another red-haired woman who gave him the same look. He could have sworn he saw a ghostly image of her behind the boy, but he shook it off. Naruto-kun, I was gonna tell you when you were 16 or chunin, he responded with a straight tone. This causes Naruto to release a low growl. When I'm 16 or chunin? Are you kidding me? I already failed 3 times and I'm 13. You should have told me when I wanted to become a ninja, Or maybe even when I asked you why everyone hates me. Don't even tell me this was a secret when the whole village knew about it except me, he screams, releasing me more ki. Enough to make the Hokage sweat and Ruga gasp in shock. Naruto-kun, you have to understand it was for your own sake. Don't even say safety. The villagers will still break into my house and beat me. But no, what do you say? The villagers are just confused and angry right now. Forgive them. No, they didn't forgive me for something I didn't even do, so I will not forgive them. And if they want to try to hurt me again, they will be put down for attacking a ninja of the leaf. Through this declaration, his eyes turned red for a moment, enough for only the Hokage to notice and fear that the seal was breaking. You owe me, old man. The old Hokage just sighs sadly and gives in to his demands. Fine, Naruto-kun. What is it you want? I want you to get your act together and start acting like a Hokage, not some hopeless old man who gives in to anyone's demands. You run the village with not anyone else. This causes a little fire to come back to the old fire shadow. I also want you to postpone the team selections for a week so I can have time to master my new strange power. It's called a bloodline. You would know that if you were not sleeping in class, Iruka says with a cheeky smile on his face. This causes a tick-up mark to appear to Naruto's head. Naruto then turns and gives Iruka a foxy smile that unnerves him a bit. Crispy Iruka coming up. Naruto put out his hands and blasted Iruka, which caused him to scream out in pain, and bright lights in the Hokage office, which make the old man and Anbu sweat drop. Now, old man, just tell me a secret training ground to train in, and I'll be back sometime later, which causes bigger sweat drops to appear. Right, training ground 44, but be careful, it is dangerous, and it's called the Forest of Death. Don't worry, nothing can stop this ninja from becoming the best. This caused the old man and slightly smoking Iruka to smile. Well, off I go to see this forest. He shouts, jumping out of the window in nothing but his orange pants. A tick mark appears on the old man's head. I hope this does not become a habit of his like someone else I know. You know, I think I should have listened to the old man. This place is dangerous. I already killed a giant bear, 3 tigers, and is that a snake? What Naruto sees is a snake the size of a 2-story house. Without thinking, Naruto runs up a tree to get a better vantage point, and indeed what he sees is a giant brown snake with black diamonds going down its back and yellow eyes that scream bad vibes. But if there is one thing Naruto is, a coward he is not. So he makes a cross sign with his fingers and shouts, Shadow Clone Jutsu. A puff of smoke and a clone of Naruto is next to him. Okay, buddy, let's send the snake packing. They raise their hands to the sky and let out a mighty roar, and a huge bolt of lightning strikes the snake, causing mass destruction, in a crater 20 feet wide and 3 inches deep. Destruction. Ha! We showed that snake, didn't we? We sure did, boss. But before they could celebrate too much, a kunai to the clone's head, and it puffs into smoke, while another slices his cheek, letting some blood fall. Someone appears behind him, pressing something soft against his head, pushing his body against the woman, if he had to guess. Then a voice follows. That was pretty awesome, Gaki. You really did a number on this area, and you even went and beat my snake with 1 strike. I think that deserves a reward, she says in a flirty tone, while licking blood off his cheek, which makes him blush, much to the mystery woman's amusement. What are you doing, lady? Let me go. No. That's not how you ask for things, is it? She says in a wistful way. Can you please let me go, miss? He says, still blushing. No, I don't think so. You'll be my little pillow for tonight, and you're already undressed. Should I follow your lead? She says, teasing him even more. Wait, I don't even know your name, he says, turning red from the woman. Right, I'm Uncle Mitarashi, she says in a cheerful tone. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, he says, blushing finally, wiggling out of her grasp, finally able to see her and what he sees makes him blush even more. Anko is an average-sized woman with light brown pupilless eyes, a young woman who has a slender frame made for speed and dodging while still keeping her womanly charms, which she has a lot of. D-cup breast and a beautiful heart-shaped face, a smile similar to his. Beautiful, Naruto whispers out in shock of what he sees, which causes Anko to blush. Naruto turns around, red-faced, and embarrassed at himself for saying that out loud. Anko, in shock, a 13-year-old she just met, gave her more heartful compliment than the village has in years. Oh yeah, my plushie for the night. She walks up behind him and grabs him by the waist and snuggles against his whiskers, which causes him to purr. They both pause and look at each other, eyes wide. Kawaii, you're gonna be my little fox plushie for life, she says, pushing his head into her valley. Fox plushie, not. Fox plushie. Not surprised she knows about the fox, but plushie for life? I don't mind if I can stay in her. No, I'm not a pervert. Naruto jumps out of her arms, red-faced, with his fist up in a fighting stance. If you want me, you'll have to take me dead. Bring it on, Gaki. You're gonna regret that. They disappear in a comical cloud of smoke, punching, kicking, and biting, and a few lightning bolts. A few seconds later, Anko is standing with a shirtless Naruto over her shoulder, with swirls in his eyes, while she has her ponytail frizzled thanks to the lightning bolts. Ha! Gaki will never beat me. Let's get him back to my place so we can cuddle. You know, for a kid who's 13, he has a nice body. I mean, look at his six-pack and lean body. Cool. He'll be a lady killer in a few years. Better get him while I can. Chapter 2. Progress. Uncle's bedroom. Next morning. We find our blonde hero in a position many men of the village would kill for, just to even be in for a little nap. Naruto has his head on the chest of Uncle Mitarashi, with a stupid smile on his face and a hand on her left breast. This was the best sleep I've ever had. And when did I get new pillows? They feel so soft and firm. Let me feel it again. Squeeze. A moan followed. Since when did pillows make noise? Better yet, it sounded like a moan. Naruto-kun, I didn't know you were so grabby so early in the morning. His eyes widened in horror as he remembered the events of last night. He shot up like a man possessed, eyes still wide with a red face. Uncle-san, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to grab your holy objects you call breasts. I mean, your soft chest. I mean. He was cut off by laughter of the woman in bed with nothing but a white tank top that could barely keep her chest hidden in purple panties. Plushie-kun, you don't have to be so formal with me. Just call me Uncle-chan, okay? Oh, okay, he says, with still red for face from her state of dress. Uncle-chan, why do you live in this dangerous forest and not in the village like everyone else? He asked with a tilt of his head that reminded her of a fox kit and made her want to put his head in her breast again. Well, that's because I'm just like you in a way. The village also hates me and doesn't accept me, so I've just moved in here and only invite my little friends that I have here. She replies with a sad smile that makes his heart clench. But why? You seem like a nice person to me, although you may be a little crazy and lack clothes, the blonde says, blushing at her body again. Uncle can't help but give him a smile at his answer. We just met and I all but kidnapped him, and he still says I'm a nice person? Ha! Stupid little Gaki. They hate me because of a seal like you. Something my old teacher, Orochimaru, gave me, she said, with clear anger that makes Naruto notice a mark on her shoulder. Is this the mark you were talking about? He says, pointing at it. This makes Uncle place a hand over it in defense. Naruto sits next to her on the bed and gives her a smile that warms her heart. Uncle-chan, I'll help you get rid of it. Just let me take a look at it, and I'll try to help you. Uncle moves her hand to give him a look, and he recognizes it as a seal, but that's all he knows. Uncle-chan, I promise that I will get better at seals and beat that snake shit up for you. Then I'll unseal it, and then you won't have to live with it anymore, he says with raw determination. This caused the pineapple-haired woman to smile warmly at her blonde. Well, thank you, Gaki. If you do that, I'll give you a reward. You are sure to remember. This caused Naruto to blush, but he does something bold. Well, I better get to it if I want the reward, Hebeheim, he says with a wink that makes Uncle blush and surprise at the same time, but she regains her composure and smiles devilishly. Ah, Naruto-kun, am I rubbing off on you already? She says, pushing his head in her breast and whispering in his ear, which makes him shiver in pleasure, fright, and excitement. Uncle-chan, I think you are, but I kinda like it, he says, smiling at her. That's my plushie. Fall onto the dark side with me, she says, rubbing against his cheek. They both have a good laugh at that. Okay, Uncle-chan, let's get up and eat, and then you can train me, he says, getting up only to blush at his stated dress. Where are my pants, and why am I still shirtless, Uncle? Why am I still shirtless? Uncle can only sweat drop. He just now notices that. What a baka. Uncle thinks, with a sweat drop, your clothes are being washed, and why would I train you? Well, you are pretty strong. I can sense it. I want to learn under the gray snake lady of the forest. Actually, it's the sexy and single Uncle Midarashi, she says, with her hands in the air and a grin on her face. Oh, I see. Should I come up with a cool intro as well? That way everyone can know how cool I am? Yes, you should. It's something we will work on while I train you, she says, nodding her head like a great sage. So that means you will train me, Uncle-chan. That's so cool, he says, giving her a big smile and a hug. Ah, Naruto-kun, you can't keep your hands off me, can you? She says in a teasing tone. Naruto blushes and hides in her breast, causing her to laugh at him. Alright. We find the dynamic duo in the forest of death, getting ready to train till the sun goes down. Okay, we will train until you go back to the academy for your team selection, and then your sensei will help you with the rest, she says, a little sad but trying to hide it with her smile, but Naruto picked up on it and saved it for later. Okay, Uncle Sensei, he says, finally in clothes, but not his. He is wearing black jogging pants with black ninja sandals and a white tank top and a tan trench coat just like Uncle, much to her happiness. Okay, plushie, make 10 clones and send them to the library under Henge and have them focus on seduction, stealth, combat, and torture. Another 10 to climb trees and have them practice tree walking. I saw you do it. I saw you did it yesterday, but that was because you were under pressure. I want it perfect. How do you know the secret to the shadow clones? It was in the scroll of ceiling. A bastard of Orochimaru may be, but a good teacher he was, she says with reluctancy. Now me and you will spar until one of those clones brings back a scroll for taijutsu you may like. Okay, Uncle Sensei. Shadow clone jutsu. A puff of smoke and 20 clones were in the clearing. You heard the lady. Let's get to it. He shouts at his copies of himself. Yes, boss. And all the clones are off. What now, Uncle Sensei? He turns to her with a raised eyebrow. Now, you and I will fight, she says, releasing Jonin levels of ki at him, which makes him sweat a lot. Why are you releasing that much ki at me? It's to let you know I'm serious and get you used to this, because when you fight with other ninjas, they're going to release much more because they will be coming to kill you. He shakes his head and hardens his gaze, getting ready to train seriously. Okay, Uncle Sensei, I'm ready to get this started, he says with cold blue eyes and an electrified voice, which gives Uncle shivers of what she has no idea. Without wasting any time, they charge at each other. Naruto throws a straight punch at that Anko dodges easily. It hits him in the ribs hard, making him wince, but that does not stop him. He turns, aiming a hook to her left side, but she ducks down and rises up and gives him an uppercut, sending him in the air, and she jumps after him and gives him a falling dropkick, which he barely evades. Wow, Uncle Sensei, that hurts, and you're really fast. I can barely see you, he says with a busted lip and dirt on his face and clothes. Uncle gives him a smile and says, "Well, I am a special Jonin, and I didn't get here just because of how good I look," she replies with pride in her voice. "But I'm not even going all out on you. You should be able, going all out on you. You should be able to get by at this speed. Get by with me at this speed," she says, falling in her headbath style, and Naruto drops into a style with his left hand to his nose and right hand hovering over his stomach and legs spread. Then Naruto charges at her with the speed of that of a high tuning and hits that sting a little to her skin. He comes in with a right leg kick, but she blocks and swings him over to a tree, but he flips in midair and bounces off the tree back at her with a cocked back right fist. They clash in a small shockwave that blows their hair and ruffles the leaves on the trees a bit. "Not bad, Kaki. You put some strength behind that one," Uncle replies with a grin, one that Naruto matches. Well, these muscles came from somewhere. I did not. I did a lot of physical training in my free time," he replies, with that smirk that looks like a fox. But little does he know, a giant red eye with a black slit is watching behind a cage. After the clash, the two jump back and run at each other again. Uncle throws a left punch and Naruto blocks with his right elbow, only to have to block a right hook with his left elbow. He throws a high right kick, but she blocks and they both jump back to gain space, only to run at each other again and clash punches. But it is broken by a clone Naruto who swings at Uncle, but she dodges to the left and throws a left kick and dispels it, only for the real Naruto to fly in with a hammer fist to knock her down. But she sidesteps and throws a barrage of kicks that all hit Naruto and leave him on the ground gasping. "Not bad, Naruto-kun, but dodge these hidden shadow snake hands." A bunch of snakes come out of her sleeves and aim at Naruto with fangs showing. He quickly jumps up and shoots a blast of lightning from his hands, and it zaps the snakes away, but he was too slow to react to Uncle behind him and hits him to the ground. "Man, this is gonna be a long day," he says with a grin on his bloody face. It's midday, and we can see Naruto laying on the ground without a shirt, thanks to his sadistic teacher, who burned his trench coat and white tank top off with a fireball jutsu. Trees on the ground thanks to the giant snakes that chased him around, with Anko laughing on top of it, throwing snakes and kunai at him, and even throwing her wet panties at him that landed on his face. She apparently got off to making him suffer. Uncle even kicked him through a couple of trees that broke a couple of bones. "Uncle Sensei, I can't move. I think I broke my leg when I fell off that tree because those snakes tried to bite me," Naruto says in a hurting tone. Don't worry, Naruto-kun. I'll carry you to my favorite place so we can eat," she says, throwing him over her shoulder, much to his irritation. "So are we going to get the food of the gods?" he says, happily. "Yup," Uncle says in a cheery tone. "Ramen, dango." "Naruto-kun, you did not just say that, did you?" she says in a sweet tone, with a ghostly giant snake appearing behind her with his fangs out, causing Naruto to make his own inner beast appear, in the form of a giant red fox, to appear with his teeth showing. This is a scene one Kurenai Yuhi shows up to see, causing her to sweat nervously. Kurenai is a close friend of Anko, and also has the nickname of Konoha's Ice Queen. She is a fair-skinned woman of a slender build. She has long black, untamed hair reaching her upper back, with unique ruby red eyes, with rings in them that look like tomoe. She wears makeup consisting of red lipstick and purple eyeshadow. She wears what looks like bandages over a mesh shirt to cover up her D-cup breasts, and one red sleeve made for distracting enemies. "Anko-chan?" This shout knocks the two of them out of their trance. "Oh, hello, Nai-chan," Anko says with a happy smile. "What are you doing with a shirtless kid in the forest of death?" she says, looking at Naruto, who gives her a foxy smile. "Oh, don't mind us, Nai-chan. Me and Uncle were just getting hot and sweaty," he says to Kurenai, who raises her eyebrow at his way of talking to her, until what he says clicks in, and she gives him a glare and releases ki on him. What do you mean, getting hot and sweaty, you pervert? But to her surprise, the ki does nothing to him, and he looks over to a blushing Anko. Anko-chan, tell her, he says, still grinning. Don't say it like that, you baka, Anko says with a light dust of pink on her cheeks and smacks him upside the head, besides, because he's still over his shoulder. Anyways, we're about to go eat dango, the food of the gods. Sends a glare at Naruto, telling him to be quiet. Do you want to come with us, Night-chan? This causes Naruto to make a lightning whip he learned how to make while running for his life from the giant snakes and smack Uncle's butt with it, which makes her eat and blush, then send a glare at him. Ah, yes, but Anko, why does this kid who was only 13 have lightning affinity so strong? I don't know. Hey, let's test it with chocolate paper. Do you have any? Uncle asks Giddy. Yes, I do. I picked up some for my future Genin team, but I guess I can spare one, she says, sweat dropping at her friend's antics. With that said, she pulls out one and hands it over to Anko, who snatches it away, making a tick mark appear on the woman's head. Okay, Naruto-kun. Oh my god. Just channel your chakra into this, and we will see what happens after that, she says, putting him down off her shoulder. Naruto-kun. These two seem pretty close after they just met. Well, not surprised. They are so similar. It's like they were made for each other. Anko-sensei, with that, okay, Anko-sensei. With that, he did just that, and it shocks everyone at what they see. The paper split into 100 pieces, which then crumbled up into small balls, and then they all turned to water, which formed a large puddle at their feet. Is that supposed to happen? Naruto asks uncertain. We have to go show the Hokage that a reaction like this can only mean a bloodline, said Kurenai with wide eyes. With that said, they all body flickered to the Hokage's office. Old man, guess who's back? Naruto said, appearing with two companions in a body flicker. Show some respect, you perverted brat. Kurenai hits him over the head, which makes a huge bump appear over his head. Ow, what's your problem, Night-chan? Why are you so uptight? You need to get laid, he yells at her. A tick mark appears on her head with a face red from anger or embarrassment. You little brat, she says, and proceeds to beat the already injured Naruto black and blue. What does he know about getting laid? Little pervert. Everyone's sweat drops at the scene. Hokage-sama, we have important news to share with you, the snickering Anko says. What would that be, Anko? The laughing Hokage says. We believe that Naruto-kun has a bloodline, Anko says, getting a little bit more serious. Oh, you mean his storm release? Yes, we saw this yesterday, but we did not have any chakra paper, so I guessed what it was, and I must be correct. Yes, Hokage-sama, we tested the affinity, and the paper was cut into 100 pieces, formed into small balls, and then we formed a large puddle, Kurenai said with surprise still in her tone. Wow, his water affinity is stronger than that of Tobirama-sensei. Naruto-kun, you truly are amazing. Maybe I should give him his parents' scrolls and he can learn his mother's water jutsu and genjutsu style along with his father's wind jutsu. Naruto-kun, you have a bloodline storm release. It is a very powerful bloodline that with enough control, you can cause mass storms. It is a combination of water, lightning nature chakra, and lightning nature chakra to make storm release. I got you, old man. I've already got a good handle on it, he says. He makes a lightning whip and throws it at the bookcase and grabs a root Anbu. Faster than Naruto can see, the old Hokage flashes to the Anbu and jams a knife in the Anbu's face mask, causing the body to slump over in Naruto's lightning whip and the body caught on fire. The Danzo, I swear I'm gonna kill him. Like Naruto-kun said, I need to get my act together, and Naruto must be a censor. Naruto-kun, can you use water chocolate to put this fire out? The Hokage asks in a firm tone, not matching his age. I don't know how to use water yet, the blonde says sadly. Just picture your chakra flowing like water and pushing through everything like a rampaging storm, the Hokage says, while making a sign for his Anbu to go. Okay, old man. Naruto then closes his eyes to focus, then to everyone's shock, Water starts to form around him and quickly drops on the burning Anbu and soaks the body and everyone else. Ha! I did it. I did it. Thanks, old man. Naruto bumps his fist up, unaware of the angry, ruby-eyed woman approaching him from behind fast. Naruto-kun, would you please come here and let me talk to you? She says, in a voice too sweet for his liking. Everyone sees the deaf god appear behind her, laughing. See you soon, old man. I have to run for my life, Naruto says, jumping out the window, but not before making a lightning whip and smacking the snake mistress's ass on her ass, sending an electric shock up her body, causing her to run behind Kurenai with an angry face. Uzumaki, you get your ass back here, the two women scream with all their womanly fury. Alright guys, that is the end. I'll be done and I'll be doing more later, but thanks. See y'all later.